So let's get back to the age of I am. So do I think I'm God? Yes. Oh, you arrogant son of a gun, you ain't God. I am God. I'm responsible for everything I do, every decision I make. I can't blame anybody else. You know, if I want to go look for a job and or stay home and not look for a job, that's my decision. And who do I blame for that? But karma does play a part. The part that I say karma works for is it's not God that makes these things happen. It's energy. It's energy. Spiritual energy. I was just talking to Susan here. We met, well, God knows how many years ago. How do we meet? It's no coincidence that we met, because there is no coincidence. How many people heard that saying? How many people believe there is no coincidence? But there's a synchronicity. Synchronicity is a very important part of karma. Susan wanted to go to a lecture. I was giving the lecture. We met each other, and maybe 15 years or so later, we're here. And the other part of karma is circumstance. People don't know this. They blame God. God is an energy. It's a spiritual energy. But when you talk about circumstance, let's just take, it's a very touchy subject, the World Trade Center. There were people that were supposed to go to work and didn't go to work, and the towers were hit. But the circumstances, these circumstances have appeared in many newspaper reports. One fellow stopped off to get donuts, and the plane hits. The circumstance, he was getting donuts. The other one, he had to go to school see the teacher. So he went to school when the planes hit. The circumstance, that's what happens. So these are the things, in my opinion, because we all have opinions. Your opinion is very true to yours. I mean, your beliefs. That's what your opinion is. It's your beliefs. So I have a friend, the same friend I have coffee with. He says, well, we can't both be right, so therefore you must be wrong. That's his opinion when we reach an impasse. When we reach an impasse, that's what he says. You can't both be right. Because he is following his heart. We're not talking negativity here. That's his belief. He has not reached a certain point. Not that I'm higher and not that I'm lower. Just that we're at different points. Everyone is at a different point. Who believes in astrology? Who believes in numerology is being the only answer? Who believes in channeling? Who believes in tarot cards? What you believe, it's all back to that word, paths. It's paths up the mountain. And we all get on a different path, but we're all going up the mountain. Eventually, when we get to the top of the mountain, we look back and see which path was best, which path served us best. And we can't all tell you what path to take. Unfortunately, many of the religions tell you that's the only path to take. And that's what's causing all the fighting in the world today. Everyone's on a different path. Everyone believes the arrogance that they are right. There is no other way. So you have to think for yourself. So now you say, well, how do you learn to think for yourself? How do you say you're God? How does all this change? It's simple. You don't have to take courses in it. I was looking through a spiritual magazine, and I was looking at all the courses they have to improve yourself. And all different kinds of courses. But it's only one way to improve yourself. And that's love. Love yourself. Think better of yourself. Because when you do that, you attract better energies. You attract better people. So, if you love yourself, you don't have anger. You don't get mad when somebody steps on your toes. You don't have judgment. You don't say, well, what kind of crazy hat is that woman wearing? She shouldn't be shot dead with that hat. Okay? You don't criticize everyone because they're different than you. They're different. They're different. And when you do this, your energy changes. And then you attract, like attracts. Like attracts. So if you do this, you love yourself. You don't have anger and judgment. And then there's a very key importance. And this is when the world really changed for me. You forgive. You forgive yourself for things you didn't know you were doing wrong. And you forgive those that offended you because they didn't know what they were doing wrong. And this goes back to religion again. When Jesus was on the cross, he said, "Forgive them, Lord, for they know not what they do." And this is what... Get back to my mother again. You don't talk about a dysfunctional family. I was it, you know. She was doing what she thought was right because she picked it up from her family, from the old school with the heavy hands and, you know, the little things there. So you can't tell them they were doing wrong. That's what they knew. That's what they knew as being right. So forgive them. And when I really started to evolve is when I forgave my mother and father for all the harm they did me. They didn't think they were hurting me, but they were causing a lot of problems in my life and my son's life. So this is what you have to learn. So when you forgive yourself, you open yourself up to the universe. When you open yourself up to the universe, it's like an aura, like an antenna. You attract the world. You have certain parts of the world thinking one way, and they insist, the word arrogance, they insist they're right, it's the only way. So they're going to stand their ground. And then somebody else's, the collective consciousness is going to think another way. And what will happen in the long run, and it happened, and I'm not talking politics, but we had a good example of it last election day, where I think 3% of the people thought one way, and they voted more so for Obama than for McCain, but only 3%. That was a collective consciousness working. If those 3 people voted the other way, we'd have a different president today. And so what we do, you want to buy a house with your wife, spouse. It's the collective consciousness. You either agree or don't agree. If 2 people agree, you're going to have peace, and you're going to go one way and find harmony, and you're going to get things done. But if a husband, because they don't think alike. I would roughly say that everyone in this room, and it's quite a few people, think along the same lines. They believe that they're good people, that they have spirit, that the spirit is around them at all times, and because of that, they do good things. I mean, I don't think we'd find many criminals, murderers, and rapists and robbers in a group like this, because they would not be attracted to something like this. Like attracts like. Love attracts love. Can we heal other people? Yes, we can heal other people, because just by being in their presence, they see what's going on, and you can inspire them to do something. Leadership by example is one of the best ways to change people's minds and what they do. Leadership by role models. How many people heard of role models? You want to be a role model to a child, you show them what's good, and the child will follow. Everyone comes into your life for a reason, okay? And the reason presents change. And what is the change for? It's to evolve. That's why. Once you evolve, you go higher and higher. And through evolution, my messages state, it's this thinking that once you change, realize that we're responsible for everything we do. We're responsible for every thought we have, and not just thought, but action that we have, is what's going to change the world from the way it is to more peace. As more people think peacefully, you'll end up the struggle, the battles. I mean, that's the name of the book. I'm going to say it now. You can email me, and you all have the cards from the club, and it will be on the tube at the television. You can email me. Just request the book, and I'll send it to you free of charge. Because it isn't a matter of money. See, this is what happens when I evolve, and many other people. People start volunteering to do good, not for money. You see the best of people come out in the floods in Louisiana, in people out of a job. I'm helping. With me, I believe I'm going to spread the word. Jesus, and my channel is Jesus, said to me, you are planting a seed, just like that apple. You are planting the seed, and it will take root. And as more people that plant the seed, the more changes. And tell me my time is up. I want to thank you all for attending. And I want to thank everybody for watching the channel, the show on television. So the next lecture will start at 1 o'clock, and we'll